everybody, my name is Python and welcome back to the Let's Play. You join me here at the comment of the day build because in my excitement at the end of the last episode, having finally taken down the Brain of Cthulhu after quite some number of tries, I actually forgot to do the comment of the day, so let's start off with that. Piriel says, I know you were thinking of doing class loadouts, but you could do a mining and fishing loadout if you wanted to. You have some accessories for both, and fishing accessories can be stacked in so many ways to massively increase fishing power, possibly reaching 200. Now that, my friends, sounds like a challenge to me, trying to reach 200 fishing power. I'm pretty sure I have actually achieved that before in one of my previous all-rounder Let's Plays, but yeah, I think that'd be a mighty dang fine idea. On my loadout number 2, I've actually already got a full set of mining armor. It's not really that difficult to obtain. You get a fairly decent chance of obtaining the mining shirt and or pants from the undead miners. And then, of course, the mining helmet, you can simply purchase that from the merchant. So, yeah. Full set of mining armor. Needless to say, the other thing we need to go for is the full angler armor. We've got ourselves the hat already. We just need to get ourselves the shirt and the pants, and then away we go. I think that's just going to be one of those goals we'll sort of achieve slowly but surely as the series progresses. Only if I try my hand at focusing down that objective, I feel like I'm just going to completely burn myself out of fishing, and I don't want that to happen. I don't really want to burn myself out of any element in this game. So, yeah. Slowly but surely, baby steps, eh? So then, last episode, it was the Brain of Cthulhu. This episode is a little bit of a part 2 to taking down the Brain of Cthulhu / Eater of Worlds tier of bosses. Today, we're going to go for the Eater of Worlds, it goes without saying. So, yeah, we need to head on over to the left-hand side of the world. We need to explore these illegal corruption anthill entrances, which are supposed to be crimson, but we'll gloss over that. We're going to get ourselves down into them, and we're going to see about maybe trying to fashion some sort of arena out of the underground large anthill areas, if you get what I mean. So then, let's grab ourselves some little arena buffs things of epicness. And while I make a start on prepping for this eventual arena, it gives me an opportunity to say a massive thank you for all of your lovely support, as always, throughout this series. I really do appreciate it, folks. Now, real quick, before heading over to the corruption, shall we see what we get for a fishing quest? It is, oh, just a humble slime fish. We can get that super easy. Ah, yeah, just a fish and his chillet friend roaming through the world with absolute ease and haste. All right, let's do this thing. We're looking for the slime fish. That's a bass, not a slime fish. All right, come on. We'll do first 3 on camera. Oh, look, the first 2. That's all it took. Oh, love it. Absolutely love it. All right, what are we going to get? Journeyman bait and sonar. Boom! Try and take me down, you silly eaters of souls, sons of guns. It ain't going to happen, is it? I got a legendary volcano, and it does, well, a legendary amount of damage. All right, look at this guy. I can 4-shot even the super ginormous eaters of souls. That is hilarious. You know what else I'm realizing as well? One of the reasons I actually quite enjoy the Crimson biome is because, at least with the anthill entrances, they're guaranteed to go down to the underground sections of the Crimson, right? Whereas with Corruption Chasms, you have a chance of them not going anywhere. You have a chance of being debated. And that is not okay in my books. So here we are, heading down into the first of the anthill entrances. Oh, wait, do these two connect up? They do. Ah, interesting. Okay. Why not? So, let's go see what we've got going on. Maybe we've got ourselves a slightly larger than normal underground area. Oh, that would be kind of cool. I mean, the less amount of work I have to do, the better things are, right? That's totally not me being lazy, and that totally is me being dead. Okay. Ah, yeah, check it out. 16 vile mushrooms. Very nice. With all of those bad boys, I should be able to make myself quite the significant amount of powder. Yeah, there we are. 80 So with that, I'm pretty sure I could actually make 2 of the worm food summoners, right? I would just need to grab myself a whole bunch more rotten chunks. Hold on a minute. Lantern Night mean you get a higher chance of fallen stars falling to the ground, right? So, what say we actually try to pick up as many of these fallen stars as humanly possible? Only I had a little bit of a thing happen between this episode and the last one while I was preparing for this very episode here. And that is, I actually had a meteorite spawn in, or fall to the ground, more to the point. So, we need to go ahead and find ourselves that meteorite. Because if we can, and we chop it up a whole bunch, we might be able to make ourselves the star cannon. Oh, now that sounds like a good way to go. If we grab ourselves enough fallen stars, we might be able to give the Eater of Worlds a try with the star cannon. So yeah, real quick, let's use this Lantern Night here, or the rest of it anyway, to try and find ourselves as many fallen stars as possible. Oh, look at that. That's a hefty amount, isn't it? There's probably going to be a whole bunch on top of these here trees. Yep, there's 2 there. There's 1 down on the floor just hither. And I dare say there might be 1 or 2 up at the top here. Oh, there isn't. Wow, way to make me look stupid on camera there, Terraria. Appreciate that one. Whoa! Enchanted night crawlers just on the ground. I forgot you can get those bad boys spawning naturally during a lantern night. Also, is that what I think it is? It's an Abigail's flower, isn't it? Yeah! Whoa! A cluster of 3 fallen stars. That's amazing. Oh my word, this ginormous lake is absolutely full to the brim with fallen stars. Come on, just a few seconds left here. Come on. I can maybe grab that one on the surface there. And that's all she wrote. All right, so we got 103. That's actually a fairly okay amount of fallen stars, isn't it? All right. Maybe on the next night we could go grab ourselves some more even still. Only I think what we're going to do is use this Terraria day to do another fishing quest and then to get ourselves a corruption arena set up. Let's see what we've got quest-wise. Ah, we can't do that one. We don't have a surface tundra lake. My friends, we really do genuinely need to get on top of that, don't we? So I'll tell you what, I think next episode, what we'll do is we'll dedicate the episode to just making ourselves lakes at all the various biomes we need. I mean, we've already got lakes at the Corruption. Do we have one at the Crimson? No. So yeah, a big old fishing lake at the Crimson, a big old fishing lake at the surface of the Tundra. Desert, we're looking pretty good already because we've got multiple oases. Jungle? I mean, we do have this one here, but it does need to be made larger. So yeah, we've still got plenty to do in terms of our big old fishing journey in this series, eh, my friends? For now, though, let's get ourselves back down to the underground corruption. Blimey O'Reilly, just what is going on around here? There are a lot of different avenues here, aren't there, my friends? All right, keep it on going, though. Still no sign of the big old large underground space. Oh, no, there we are, actually. Right, so where is the other one? Let's get rid of that guy. Get some more lighting going on. There's plenty of deathweed around here. If we ever get ourselves a random blood moon or a full moon night, we might be able to grab ourselves quite the hefty amount of deathweed seeds from here. Rightio, so this is the lefternmost underground large area. The right one is just over there. So here's what I'm thinking. What would be a good idea, in my opinion, is if we were to just merge these 2 large areas together. Make a super large area. The bigger the area, the more amount of space we have to maneuver the Eater of Worlds' various attacks, of which there are many. There's Vile Spit, there's the fact that on occasion, the Eater of Worlds will actually spawn Eaters of Souls to try and kick your little butt into oblivion. Yeah, there's a lot going on. There really, really is. So the more space you have, the better things are going to be. It's as simple as that, really. Oh, yeah, because we've already got ourselves an Eater of Worlds / Brain of Cthulhu tier pickaxe, it means that we could just pick up the Ebon Stone just flat out. And what that means for us is I can go ahead and easily bridge over the lava here. Good thing, too, because there's quite a lot of annoying sticky out sections in the terrain here for me to get stuck on mid-boss battle. Unconscious man. That was not on my bingo card for today's episode. Hey there, buddy. How's it going? Thanks for the free defender medals. Hey! This guy might have actually just provided us the victory against the Eaters of Worlds, right? All additional damage is good additional damage, right? I guess we could go ahead and get ourselves another one, though. Flame Burst Ballista. That might be pretty good. This thing pierces, right? Yeah, shoots piercing bolts. Okay, this seems like the golden combo. I like how there's just a random gold chest over there, but we do have a small army of dudes to take down in order to get to it first. So, yeah, let's just take all those guys out. What do we got here? Band of Regen. I'll take it. You think you can hide from me there, Life Crystal, eh? Not today, sunshine. Gimme! The good news is we have quite the significant amount of shadow orbs around here. Thus meaning we might actually have a fairly decent amount of sort of natural attempts at this boss. Anyway, for now, I'm just in the process of trying to connect up the two areas. Once I've got an idea as to the sort of shape of this area, then I'll start going at it with a bunch of bombs to speed this thing up a little bit. Also, random side note. Oh, fantastic. I was just going to say, the sooner we get ourselves access to some Eaters of Souls banners, the better things are gonna be. Because these guys, oh my goodness me, are they annoying! Look, little blue fairy, unless you're going to lead me to the promised land where there's zeniths for days, I'm not interested. I'm busy. Blimey, at this point, that blue fairy is like a blooming cold caller. I'm not interested in what you're selling, man. Alrighty, that is the perimeter sorted out. Now we have the gargantuan freaking task of getting rid of all of this land. There is one shadow orb in the way, though, so let's just go ahead and get rid of that right now. We've got ourselves an unpleasant musket from that, which isn't too bad, I suppose. But yeah, we need to get ourselves home, and we, my friends, need to grab ourselves out an absolute crazy ton of explosives, because that is going to be how we speed up this process, so it's not so tedious for me. And also using explosives is fun, so yeah. Quick intermission to do a little bit of reforging on our brand new sentry weapons. Ideally, I'm looking for damage. 5 summon tag damage. Now, that is interesting. I reckon that could actually be quite good. Anyways, let's go ahead and get ourselves the ballista rod done. 3% damage. Yeah, okay, we'll take it. Can we do better than ballistic on the lightning rod? I don't know. What it does mean is that our fabled imp staff will do even more damage even still to the different segments of the Eater of Worlds, right? We've got 3 summon tag damage here, plus a further 5 here. So essentially that means imp staff dudes will be doing 8 additional damage to the Eater of Worlds. That's kind of nuts. All right, it's exploding time. Let's start off with this little section here. Only that way I won't, like, accidentally blow up the perimeter box or anything silly like that. Boom. And then... Okay. I was just going to say, how on earth was I about to escape that? But somehow, as if by a stroke of magic, I did. Has Python gotten any better at using explosives? Well, the fact that I kind of blew myself up with dynamite, however, non-lethally, leads me to believe that potentially yes. Either that or I've just made it slightly better for myself by getting the maximum amount of health you can get, 400 in pre-hard mode. Well, my friends, quite a lot of explosives and mining later, we have the 2 massive underground areas finally merged together to form one super omega massive area. Come on, you can't tell me that this isn't big enough for the legendary mode Eater of World. Alright, let's get rid of all of this water. I don't particularly want it to be there, slowing me down in the middle of an Eater of World's boss battle. And then all I need to do is just the typical stuff, really. Get myself a few platforms placed down. Maybe we try to get ourselves a bunch of buffs placed down as well. I've got them all on me here. Basically, what I'm saying is we're very almost there. You know what I'm thinking right about now? If we wind up being stupidly lucky to where the Hallow takes over this area when hard mode starts, we could potentially double up this arena and use it as a Queen Slime arena, right? Or, I don't know. I seem to recall my infamous Get Fixed Boy Let's Play being rage quitted on the Queen Slime, trying to take it down on the ground. And I'm pretty sure I had that arena be quite a decent size as well. And yet still, ultimately, it wasn't enough. And that's the thing about Legendary Mode. Do you think you've done enough because you've made yourself a stupidly large arena? Nah, mate. It's never going to be big enough. Never. So, I don't know. I'm just thinking aloud here. This could potentially be used as a Queen Slime arena eventually. But, yeah, for now, let's just make sure we can walk before we're able to run. Ah! Stupid sons of guns. I hadn't placed down my banners yet, so, yeah, I'm still not doing maximized damage against those guys. Some good news, though. Throughout the course of me, you know, blowing things up and shaping the world and my arena, I have managed to pick up some more vile mushrooms, so we now have 105 vile powder. We can make 3 summoners if needed. Ah, right. I forgot. You have to have taken down the Old One's Army Tier 1, at least, I think, in order to then be able to use the Old One's Army sentry weapons, sort of in a normal environment. As you can see, I'm clicking, but nothing's happening. Ah, yes, it even says there, cannot be used without Etherian mana until the Eternia Crystal has been defended. Okay. Well, that's thrown a little bit of a spanner in the works, isn't it? Ah, well, I guess we'll have to do it without. But failing that, I guess eventually we could go ahead and do the Old One's Army Tier 1. I mean, it's not as if I don't have a whole bunch of super flat areas in which to take down the Old One's Army, right? We could do it right at World Spawn, for example. But anyways, as you can see, got a crazy amount of buffs, including, yes, the red potions, only for those who are worthy. Now, according to the wiki, this will actually give you a variety of random buffs for a very long amount of time. So who knows what we'll get out of this? Maybe as a result of us having all of these other buffs already on us normally, maybe it'll give us some buffs that we don't already have. Maybe life force, endurance, things like that. So the only thing left to do is to A, finish off the arena, get the buff stations placed down, but B, to go ahead and find ourselves the Meteorite biome finally. So, I guess we're going to have to sort of do this the old-fashioned way. We're just going to have to explore the world manually. We'll find this thing. Get out of town. It's right here. Literally on the other side of my base. Wow. Now that, my friends, is the definition of convenient. What I need to do is grab myself out my obsidian skull. That way I don't have to worry about getting burnt a whole bunch. Alright, come on then, you little meteorite head buttheads. Let's have you, shall we? Go on, go bye-byes there, buddy. Isn't this meteorite actually pretty small? I mean, it doesn't really need to be super large in order for us to be able to make ourselves the star cannon. But then again, there might be some other stuff we might want to make. Oh, maybe meteorite armor. So the grey Zapinator, which we purchased earlier in the series but never used, that will use 0 mana, right? As a result of having meteorite armor. Oh, actually, when I think about it, there's quite a lot of good stuff you can make with meteorite, isn't there? Maybe it's just because I'm, like, super zoomed out here that this meteorite seems smaller than usual, perhaps. I feel like normally I get, like, 400, maybe even 500 bits of meteorite per meteor. So, I don't know. I guess we'll see. All right, well, there goes the meteorite biome music. And these meteor heads you see here should be The last ones that spawn in. And there we are. That's the last of the meteorite. How much do we get? 375. Okay, so I might not have been wrong. It actually was a smaller meteorite than I feel like is normal. But anyways, it's still enough to make well over 100 meteorite bars. 125, actually. Blimey. Alright, what do we need in order to make the various bits and bobs we need? For the star cannon, I seem to recall needing, I think it's a mini shark, right? I do hope I'm right with that. Let's go ahead and purchase one. Okay, so it's basically default price. But unfortunately, I can't afford it at default price because I'm a poor little python. Can I potentially sell a whole bunch of stuff to get the 35 gold I need? Hang on a minute. I'm being a big old doofus brain. For goodness sake, we have a gem farm. This is how we're going to make our cash, isn't it? Yeah. Why am I so dumb, dude? Yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah, that'll do nicely. Right, let me just double check. Is it the mini shark? Only if I buy it and it's not, then I'm going to feel like the most colossal doofus brain ever. It is indeed the mini shark. Thank goodness for that. Right, let's go purchase it and let's go make this bad boy. I'm actually so excited for this. I can't remember the last time I made a star cannon. There we are. Oh, it's a good one. Oh, absolutely love to see it. 61 damage. Plus however much damage the fallen stars do. Wait, did these even do damage by themselves? Or is it just the 61 damage we're looking at? I don't know. I guess we'll find out in a bit. And quickly remind me, are there any other cool things that we can make? Oh, the star crash. Bruh. That could be a good way to go. The meteorite armor, though, could also be a good way to go. Phase blades. These received an overhaul in the 1.4.5 update, didn't they? And this is just a bog standard Let's Play at the end of the day. The rainbow phase blade? Wait, you can get that? Bro, we have to make this. For now, though, I think we're just going to stick with the star cannon in conjunction with the molten fury and random bits of additional damage via the imp staff and crimson rod. Yeah, I think we might actually be ready for our first attempt, ladies and gents. I'm super nervous, though. I won't lie. I am super nervous because I know that this boss is an enormous difficulty spike for Legendary mode compared to the previous tier of bosses. In other words, the Eye of Cthulhu. Ah, beautiful. Even more fire mushrooms, even still. They really don't actually take that long to respawn back in, do they? Hey! I was wondering when we might start seeing those. Random bits of ancient shadow armor. Nice. But we're sticking with the regenerative crimson armor for now. I feel like I go for the full set of ancient shadow armor, like, really quite often. But in this series, I don't know, maybe we try and go for it in terms of being a completionist, but in terms of using it, nah, let's try something different for a change. Alrighty, now we have to try to determine where to place these buff stations in such a way that it covers the entire arena. Alright, so... Ah! No! No, 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 no! I'm not dying again. Come on, man. Give me some time here, for goodness sake. Oh, hello there, random Pinky Winky. What you got for me, buddy? Absolutely nothing. Ah! Can I please have just a second here? My goodness me! I'm just constantly hounded by these buttheads. To give you an indication of just how long it's been me preparing this corruption arena, combined with just how annoying these Eater of Souls buttheads have been, look at the amount of honeyfin we have remaining. Oh my goodness, my supply is going down way too fast. Right, come on, come on. Eater of Souls banner. Right, there we are. And now, my friends, we are doing damage. Finally, also, peace candles. It is an absolute necessity down here, for goodness sake. Maybe we'll get some peace and quiet now. With that said, though, still getting absolutely hounded by these sons of guns, so, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't hold my breath. What I will do, though, is I'll get myself some speed buffs here. with the usage of, ouch, with the usage of some sunflowers. So there we are. Right, this place is now buffed to the nines. Aside from not having a bast statue. The only reason I don't have one is because I don't have one. Which is sad, but oh well. Oh, right. Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe the time has actually legitimately come. We've got to do this thing. All right, my friends, no more dilly-dallying. We're going to start off with the Crimson Rod. We're going to buff on up, so we've got 2 of our imp dudes. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm nervous, but sod it. Here we go. It's the Eater of Worlds. Ah! What the? Oh, you are actually having me on, right? This game can't be freaking serious, right? You did see that, didn't you? You did see that. Oh! Legendary mode, you utter scumbag! I can't... My God, I'm doing well here. What the hell? Whoa! 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 That's a lot of dudes there. That's a lot of dudes, but, oh my God. This is going, like, infinitely better than I thought it would. I have no words. We just speedran that. Sod it, let's do it again. I can't believe that. Surely that has got to deserve a like. What a turnaround compared to the last for the worthy Let's Play I tried to do. I just speedran that. Absolutely speedran it. Now, if only I could get around the other side. There we are. Oh, right, now we're doing damage. I'm genuinely staggered. I can't believe it. First time rolling. First time rolling. Utterly ridiculous. The best thing is, because we have banners up as well, all of these Eaters of Souls dudes that this big dude is spawning in, they're getting absolutely pulverized. What a turnaround. We had enormous troubles with the Eater of Worlds on the last For the Worthy Let's Play I tried to do. But here I am now today, absolutely just wrecking him over and over and over again. 25,000 health, and we're taking him down with absolute ease. Look at that, we're getting ourselves some more Ancient Shadow armor. For some reason, we have 3 of the Ancient Shadow helmets. That is hilarious. Dude, the DPS, 2,000 plus DPS as a mid pre-hard mode, just generic character. We haven't gone for like a full ranger loadout or anything like that. Nah, mate. We're just a generic character making use of anything and everything in his arsenal. I just can't believe how well we're doing. Genuinely, this might be my favorite boss battle so far in this series. I'm actually having a lot of fun with this. Chiefly because of just how much of a turnaround this is compared to the last time I tried to take down the Eater of Worlds in a For the Worthy Let's Play. This is just stupid. We've got 4 Ancient Shadow helmets now. Dude! Just incredible. I never thought in a million years I would be saying that the Eater of Worlds is my favorite boss takedown so far in a For the Worthy Let's Play, but here we are, my friends. I'm saying exactly that. Fantastic. Alrighty, let's get ourselves back to base. Let's not forget to do today's comment of the day, and then we'll wrap things up. I don't even know what buffs we got from the Reds potion buff. Like, literally, I have absolutely no clue. I still have 7 red potions, weirdly. So, somehow I didn't consume one? I'm a bit confused, if I'm honest. But oh well, doesn't matter. still took the Overworlds down with absolute ease. And you know what? That's all I need, my friends. For today's comment of the day, we have the crazy wingman who says, this difficulty spike is nuts. Wait till you come across Queen Slime. Yeah, you don't have to remind me. You don't have to remind me. That one infamous Get Fixed Boy series I tried back in 2022 when Terraria 1.4.4 first came out. Can't lie, man. Who knows? This could be the series where we finally breach our way past the Queen Slime goal. Who knows, my friends? Who knows? All I do know is that I want to thank you folks for watching. If you've enjoyed today's episode and that frankly amazing speed run Eater of Worlds takedown, be sure to drop a like. I'd very much appreciate it. And of course, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on my future content. Next episode, we're going to be taking things down a notch, my friends. We're going to do ourselves a bunch of building, maybe some lake creation. But for now, have a great rest of your day.